WHAS11 Good Morning Kentuckiana starts now with weather first.
Good morning, Kentuckiana. Eric King here alongside Haley Minogue. It is already past 60 degrees at 6 a.m.
Ooh, I drove to work with my windows down today.
So did I.
I was so excited. I had salt and pepper on. I was like, it is officially summer. I was geeked out.
Okay. She went all the way in.
I feel like Eric's the only one here that's not like freaking out about
when you have summer.
Exactly. The warm weather was so nice yesterday, and we have an even better forecast today. We'll actually be slightly warmer. Yesterday we were at 76. Today, 83 is our now forecast high. I just bumped it up a degree because I think we are going to increase a lot today. 60s, isolated storm possible to start out the day. Then we'll start to see those clouds break. That sun will dominate almost exactly like yesterday. Remember, it started out gloomy, rainy, and then we got a lot of sunshine. A high of 83 degrees later this afternoon. Some outskirt communities will be staying in the upper 70s. We're not the only state that's going to feel the warm weather, down to Tennessee as well. However, with the warm weather over in the Central Plains, they are under risk of severe weather today. That line will actually be heading our way tomorrow. So that will start to fire up later this afternoon from Iowa down to Arkansas. That will enter Kentucky tomorrow afternoon. We are under a risk of severe weather. New overnight, it did upgrade a level in the Storm Prediction Center risk. I will break down what we can see with the line of storms tomorrow coming up in just about a few minutes.
Colleen, thank you. Right now, the LMPD is looking into several shootings that happened on Monday. 4 people were sent to the hospital in 4 separate shootings that started around 2:15. Metro Police say all are expected to survive. One of those victims, we'll tell you, is a teenage girl.
And she was shot just before 6 last night near Victory Park. Taylor Woods is live right now. And Taylor, the shooting happened very close to a kids' fest that was actually focused on anti-violence measures.
Yeah, Haley, that teenage girl was actually shot less than a block away from the event. It happened just 20 minutes before the Kids Fest wrapped up at Victory Park, and neighbors say the whole thing, it could have been prevented. We were actually on the scene right after the shooting, and we were told more than 20 kids hid in fear when those shots were fired. That got people asking questions about protections for those kids and everyone else in attendance. And Norman Parker, president of the California Federation Incorporated, said they have not gotten the police support they needed. Specifically, he referenced multiple requests that LMPD have a police presence at the Kids Fest. Parker showed our crew a text he sent to a member of LMPD's command staff making that request, and still, he says officers didn't show up until the teen was shot nearby.
The way that they approached us was if we were the cause of the violence that just occurred when we the ones that's trying to put on events for the community to stop the violence.
And in response, LMPD said a police presence requires a permit. Their statement reads in part, "We are 288 officers short to date. We strongly encourage event organizers to work through the permit process and seek security from private security companies." And still, those event organizers say they will continue to have their event at Victory Park for the rest of the week because they say it's part of the process of solving ongoing violence. And that teenage girl that was shot is expected to survive. Eric and Haley.
All right, Taylor, thanks so much. Now, as police work to find out who shot and killed a woman at a Russell neighborhood gas station, coworkers are mourning the loss. Teresa Thomas was shot and killed at the Platinum Food Mart at 10th and Broadway Sunday night. The manager tells us Thomas was an employee but was off the clock at the time. He says the mother of 2 was there to pick up a few items when a fight broke out. The manager says a man walked inside the store, became aggressive with another woman in line, and demanded that she take off her clothes. That's when Thomas and other people tried to break up the fight. But he says when the man hit the customer with the back of his gun, it fired in Thomas's direction. She died at the scene. According to data from LMPD, homicide detectives are investigating 38 homicides so far this year. This time last year, there were 45 homicides. It's a 15% decrease.
We're just hours away from the arraignment of former President Donald Trump.
Right. Trump is the first president in history, current or former, to be indicted and arraigned on criminal charges. Jim Stratman joins us in the studio this morning with more. And Jim, go ahead and walk us through what we're anticipating will happen today.
Well, Haley and Eric, from what we have learned this morning has already been meticulously planned out. As you said, we have never experienced something like this before in our nation's history, and so New York police, courthouse officials, and even the Secret Service have taken steps to make sure that everything goes as smoothly as possible today. We know that former President Trump will arrive via motorcade to the Manhattan courthouse this morning. The Secret Service will escort the former president inside, but he will not be handcuffed. He'll be taken up to the 15th floor, formally read his charges, enter his plea, and then he will leave. Judge Juan Merchant, who is overseeing this proceeding, has already said that there won't be any video cameras allowed in the courtroom, just 5 still photographers. Trump has already been very outspoken about his impending court appearance, attacking the Manhattan District Attorney and even Judge Merchant himself. Now, that's led to questions about whether or not a gag order is going to be issued. The former president's attorney told Fox News he doesn't agree with any type of gag order in this case.
Can't be, won't happen. I don't believe anyone's even looking for that.
I think there's a good chance the judge will issue some sort of gag order, because the last thing the court, or frankly anybody, wants is tainting of the jury pool.
After the arraignment, Trump will leave New York and fly back to Florida. He is expected to give an address later on tonight from Mar-a-Lago. Now, we do know that Trump has called on his supporters to protest in New York City today. The New York Police Department says that if that happens, officers are ready. They have already put up barricades around the courthouse and Trump Tower, and they say that they are on high alert. Haley, Eric.
All right, Jim, thanks so much. Now, ABC News will be doing extensive coverage of former President Trump's arraignment throughout the day. You can expect coverage to begin around noon, and you can watch that right here on WHAS11.
After another round of testing over the last 24 hours, Louisville Emergency Management says no methanol is detected around the McAlpin Dam on the Ohio River. The city says water and air samples have not shown a detectable presence of the chemical. Safety teams have been testing daily since 10 barges got loose on the Ohio River last Tuesday. 3 got stuck at the dam, which is located on the southern Indiana side of the river, of course, from downtown Louisville. One of the barges is carrying 1,400 tons of methanol. 2 barges are still settled against the dam. One is carrying methanol, the other is carrying corn.